The waves rolled gently onto the shore as Victoria and I walked side by side in silence. Neither of us seemed eager to break it. For the first time since I had joined the company, she wasn't my boss. She was simply Victoria. "I've never done this before," she admitted quietly. "Taken a walk on the beach." A small laugh escaped her. "No." She looked down at the sand beneath her feet. "I've never spent time alone with someone who worked for me. So why agree?" She stopped walking. "Because you treated me like a person today." The words caught me by surprise. "Everyone else only sees the CEO. You challenged me, teased me, and somehow never tried to impress me." "I wasn't trying to. I know." She smiled. "That's exactly why I said yes." They reached a quiet stretch of beach where the bonfire lights were barely visible in the distance. The sound of the ocean surrounded them. Victoria slipped off her sandals and let the cool water wash over her feet. "When I started this company," she said, "I thought success would solve everything." Did it? It solved financial problems. She looked toward the moon reflecting across the sea. But it created loneliness. Ethan listened without interrupting. "My father built businesses his entire life," she continued. "He believed emotions made leaders weak. So I copied him. You became the Ice Queen." She laughed softly. "I suppose I did. I've missed birthdays, vacations, relationships." She looked at Ethan. "And somewhere along the way, I forgot how to simply enjoy life." A comfortable silence settled between them. Then Ethan pointed toward the water. "Race me again." Victoria looked shocked. "Now. Why not? In the dark. You afraid this time?" She narrowed her eyes. "I already lost once. So." She smiled. "I don't lose twice." Without another word, she ran toward the ocean. Ethan laughed and chased after her. They splashed into the cool water, laughing like teenagers instead of two professionals carrying the weight of a billion-dollar company. There were no prizes, no audience, no competition, only freedom. Victoria reached the floating dock first and sat down, breathing heavily. "You cheated." "I absolutely did. You started before I was ready. I learned from the best." They both laughed. As they sat on the dock, Victoria looked up at the endless sky. "I haven't laughed this much in years." "I'm honored." "You should be." She gently nudged his shoulder. "You're dangerous. Dangerous. You make me forget who I'm supposed to be." "And who is that?" "The woman everyone expects." She sighed. "But maybe." She paused. "I'm tired of pretending." When they returned to shore, the company party had nearly ended. Most employees had already gone back to the resort. Only distant music remained. Victoria turned toward Ethan. "Our evening is almost over." "I know. You won the bet." "I did." "You asked for more." "I did." She smiled gently. "So tell me, what happens now?" Ethan took a slow breath. "I don't want secrets." She waited. "I don't want office gossip. I definitely don't want special treatment." She nodded. "I just wanted the chance to know the real you." For several long seconds she said nothing. Then she stepped closer. "So what you've been asking for was never about the bet." "No, it wasn't. It was about the woman behind the title." A warm smile spread across Victoria's face. "Then perhaps." She extended her hand once more. "We start as friends." Ethan looked at her hand before shaking it. "I'd like that." The next Monday morning, everything felt strangely normal. Victoria walked into the office wearing her usual navy business suit. Her confident expression had returned. Employees immediately straightened in their chairs. Meetings began. Deadlines returned. The Ice Queen seemed back. During the morning presentation, Ethan wondered if the beach had all been a dream. Then, as the meeting ended, Victoria looked directly at him. Only for a second. She smiled. A tiny smile that nobody else seemed to notice. But he did. And he smiled back. Weeks passed. Their friendship grew quietly. Coffee after work. Occasional walks. Conversations that had nothing to do with business. They kept clear professional boundaries in the office, ensuring every employee was treated fairly. Outside work, however, they discovered they shared the same love of travel, books, and the ocean. One evening, months later, they returned to the same beach where everything had begun. Victoria looked at the calm sea. "You know, if I hadn't lost that race, I never would have found the courage to change." Ethan smiled. "I think you let me win." She laughed. "Not a chance. I still have the stopwatch." "So do I." She looked at him with warmth. "Sometimes life isn't about winning. It's about meeting the person who reminds you who you really are. The waves rolled gently onto the shore as the sun disappeared beyond the horizon. What had started as a playful bet between a determined employee and his demanding boss had become something neither of them expected. Not a forbidden romance built on secrets, but a relationship built on honesty, mutual respect, patience, and genuine friendship that slowly grew into love. And every year after that, they returned to the same beach. Not to race, but to remember the day one simple swim changed both of their lives forever.